You're listening to the Evil Orphan murder trial of Dima Tower from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.
And was that through residential neighborhoods?
That's correct.
Okay. And how was the defendant driving as he continued his flight through those residential neighborhoods?
In the beginning, his flight was slowed driving, not too aggressive, but that pattern changed once we got onto East Price Boulevard and the defendant began to speed and drive recklessly.
All right. Show us the continuation of his flight. Show us how he progressed as he drove away from you and the other two personnel from Northport.
So as the pursuit continued west on East Price Boulevard, we approached Toledo Blade. Once on Toledo Blade, the defendant made a right to go northbound as we traveled. In this general area where the pointer is, the defendant recklessly changed lanes and began traveling northbound in the southbound lanes in the opposite lane of travel. At this time, Commander Brownie was in a white unmarked police car coming southbound in the correct lane of travel. This time the defendant almost struck Commander Brownie head on.
All right. And what happened after that incident when the defendant was going driving in the wrong lane? What did he do next?
So after the defendant was driving in the wrong lane of travel, he made a lane change to go back into the northbound lane and continue northbound on Toledo Blade. Okay.
After that incident there in Northport, did he take another main artery?
That's correct.
Where did he go?
So the defendant traveled north on Toledo Blade, ultimately entering the southbound lane at I-75 southbound.
All right. And in which direction did he go once he was in I-75?
Southbound in the southbound lanes.
Okay. Are you able to show us with your laser pointer, just in general, how far he continued into Charlotte County on I-75?
Yes, so the defendant traveled southbound, continuing southbound. So we got on the highway at exit 179. The defendant traveled all the way down to approximately this area, which is exit 170, Kings Highway in Charlotte County.
What did he do then?
The defendant exited I-75, made a left turn, and then made a second left turn, ultimately entering I-75 northbound at the same exit of 170.
At this point, were there still three police vehicles following the defendant, you, Sergeant Johnson, and the corporal?
That's correct.
Okay. So with your laser pointer, I want you to show the members of the jury what the defendant is doing now while Northport police cars are following him.
So the defendant enters northbound I-75, enters the center lane, and maintains a speed of approximately 80 miles an hour, driving in a straight, no evasive maneuvers, but still failing to yield for law enforcement.
Okay. And at this point, are your lights and sirens activated?
Correct.
Okay. I'm sure the members of the jury have heard police sirens before, but is the sound of a police siren loud enough to penetrate the cars that are near or surrounding the police car that are letting out their sirens?
Yes.
What about the lighting? When you say the lights are activated, describe the kind of lights that are used to draw the attention of people to pull them over and stop.
So police cars, they're equipped, Northport specifically, red and blue emergency lights, as well as white LEDs. So they're flashing very fast strobes. And like I said, they're LEDs, so they're very bright. And at nighttime, it illuminates the entire roadway.
Okay. And how far in front of Sergeant Johnson's car? Was he in the lead?
That's correct. Sergeant Johnson was the lead and I was the second officer.
So how far was the defendant in front of Sergeant Johnson's car? And you can give us an estimate, of course.
Approximately 5 car lanes.
Okay. Thank you. And this is with the lights and siren just going full blast?
That's correct.
All right. Go ahead.
So as we continued northbound on I-75, now we're back in the jurisdiction of Northport. This time we start radioing to surrounding agencies, specifically Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Florida Highway Patrol.
Okay, why did you get Sarasota County Sheriff's Office involved?
At this time, we were passing all the exits to get back into Northport, and we were starting to approach and enter their jurisdiction.
Okay, so were you soon going to be crossing over into the jurisdiction of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office?
That's correct.
Okay, so once you involved those agencies to assist you, did you see their patrol vehicles as well?
Yes.
Okay, you can continue with your laser pointer, please.
So approximately where my laser pointer is now is the jurisdictional boundary from Northport starting into Sarasota County. The pursuit continued still in the center lanes, northbound.
Okay. And did Sarasota County Sheriff's Office assist in any way?
That's correct.
Can you tell the members of the jury exactly what they did?
So where my laser pointer is now is I-75 and North River Road. It was at that approximate location where the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office deployed spike strips on the defendant's vehicle.
Okay, tell the jury, what is a spike strip?
Spike strip is it's a device that you throw into the roadway and it punctures the tires to deflate them for a safe ending to a pursuit.
And did that spike strip stop the defendant?
That's correct.
What happened after the defendant's car was stopped?
So as we traveled through the intersection of River Road, still on I-75, the defendant's vehicle came to a slow stop on the right shoulder, just south of Jacaranda,
Okay.
approximately in this area.
All right. And were you able to see that entire procedure, officer?
Yes.
Okay. Once the defendant's car stopped, what's the very next thing that happened?
Northport police officers pulled behind the defendant, and at this time he exited the driver's side of the vehicle and began to run into the tree line.
Thank you. Officer, I'm showing you what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit Number 4. Will you look at that for me, please?
Yes.
Do you recognize it, sir?
Yes.
Can you tell the members of the jury what it is?
It's a recording of my dash cam video from my police car on that night.
And how do you recognize it?
Because I've reviewed it on 11/3 as well as November 12th, 2025.
Is it a true and accurate depiction of your dash cam footage on the night of August 31st into September 1st?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm offering State's Exhibit Number 4 into evidence, please.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 4 will be admitted. You may publish it at your leisure.
Thank you. Sorry. So, what are we looking at here as this dash cam begins?
This is a video of me arriving on Malakote Road.
Are you now on Malakote Road?
That's correct.
And as we look at this, I'm going to pause that for a moment. Explain to the members of the jury what they're seeing here.
So as you were watching, you could see my high beams as well as my takedown lights that we spoke about earlier illuminated, which brightens up the roadway. And then there you see the defendant standing behind the vehicle and then approaching the driver's side door.
Okay, and I would like you to speak up nice and loudly into the microphone so that everyone can hear you.
Yes.
Okay? All right. So now, are you able to see the defendant clearly at this point? Obviously, you can only see him from the back, but are you able to see him clearly?
Correct.
Right. And were you able to recognize the color and the type of clothing that he was wearing?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as he reached into his pockets for it looks like but as he reached into his pocket and got into his car, where were you positioned?
In my driver's seat, and then I exited my vehicle.
In which direction is the defendant driving on Malakote?
West.
Tell the jury what's going on right now. Who is that in that large black vehicle?
That's Sergeant Patrick Johnson, and prior to that is the time when I was letting other officers know over the radio what I observed, and that the defendant was ignoring my commands and beginning to drive away.
Can you tell us what the name of that artery, that main artery is?
Toledo Blade.
All right, what's happening here?
What we just observed was the defendant entering the southbound lane and continuing northbound in the wrong direction.
So is Toledo Blade a 4-lane highway?
Correct.
And tell us, how is it actually formulated? Does it have 2 lanes going northbound?
Correct, and 2 lanes going southbound.
Separated by a strip?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and so did the defendant just cross over and enter the southbound lane?
Yes.
Was there any other traffic that night?
Traffic was light.
But
There were other vehicles on the roadway.
and Commander Brownie was also coming to the, joining the pursuit.
Correct.
Okay. All right, defendant's now back in the proper lane.
Correct.
As you continue to pursue the defendant, were you also getting reports from your fellow officers back at the crime scene?
Yes.
All right, so here we see the defendant. What did he just do?
He took an evasive maneuver to either hit or strike Sergeant Patrick Johnson or dodge his vehicle from a pit maneuver.
What's going on now, Officer Regatos?
The defendant entered the southbound lane to go onto I-75 southbound.
Can you tell the members of the jury approximately where you are?
At this time in the video, about to approach the exit 170 for Kings Highway in Charlotte County.
What's taking place now?
The defendant exited I-75 at exit 170.
And what's the very next thing that the defendant did?
The defendant then re-enters I-75 to go northbound.
Did the defendant at any time during this or the additional footage that we're going to see ever attempt to stop or obey any of the sirens or activated lights that were going on?
No.
You're now headed northbound on I-75.
That's correct.
That's still in Charlotte County.
Still in Charlotte County for approximately another mile.
At what rate of speed is the defendant traveling?
Approximately 80 miles per hour.
Geographically, right now.
Approximately near Sumter Boulevard and I-75, which is exit 182.
going on right now?
I believe it's at this time we're crossing into Sarasota County.
All right, is Sarasota County coming into play?
That's correct.
Are you now approaching the Venice city limits?
That's correct. Approximately at mile marker 188, approaching 189 at this time. As we spoke about earlier, the tire deflation device that the sheriff's office used struck the defendant's tires, causing him to pull over to the side of the road.
All right, so now with your laser pointer, if you would just point out the defendant's car and Sergeant Johnson's car. And obviously we can see what looks like a dashboard. Can you show us your car?
That's correct, and that's my front bumper.
Okay. So now I want you to keep your eye on the area between the defendant's car and to the right of the defendant's car. And I'm going to turn this back on. What did we just see?
That was the defendant running into the tree line.
So the defendant got out of his car and ran into the tree line.
Correct.
Were you able to see him with your own eyes?
Yes.
Okay. And what did he do when he ran into the tree line?
He jumped over a fence, which opened up into a large field with a warehouse.
Okay. Thank you. Now, you told us that you were in communication with your fellow detectives and fellow officers back at the crime scene on 1240 Malacote Road. I want you to tell the members of the jury, before we talk about your communications with fellow officers, what took place after the defendant abandoned his car and jumped over the fence?
Law enforcement agencies, Northport, Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and Florida troopers began to set up a perimeter in that general area, and then we waited for K-9 officers to arrive.
Right. At this point, had you heard about the fatalities on 1240 Malacote Road?
That's correct.
And did you also get other details about the circumstances surrounding the deaths of Robbie and Jennifer Tower?
Yes.
Okay. Did there come a time when K-9 officers from Sarasota County and Northport arrived on scene?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give us a ballpark idea of when that was?
Approximately 15 minutes after the defendant ran into the tree line.
Okay. And did you join the foot pursuit along with the K-9 officers?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us what you did with those officers?
Once we entered over the fence that the defendant was last seen, there was a large warehouse containing tractor trailers. It was completely dark out there, no lighting. So we had to conduct a thorough search of that warehouse before we could move forward.
Okay. And did you find any sign of the defendant there?
No.
Okay. All right. And the terrain, what was that like?
Very rough, tall grass, wet, small canals containing alligators that you could hear them.
All right. Okay. Did there come a time when you discontinued the K-9 search?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have further steps in this investigation, officer?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us what you did.
I returned back to my vehicle after the K-9 search and drove back to 1240 Malacote Road to show detectives my dash cam video from my vehicle.
Okay. Who was the lead detective in the case?
Detective Eric St. Jean.
Did he review the dash cam video that the jury has just seen now?
Yes.
Including the early portions where the defendant is getting into his car?
That's correct.
Did you do anything else aside from reviewing your dash cam and body cam with Eric St. Jean in this case?
No, that's where my investigation concluded.
Okay. Have a moment, please.
You may.
Thank you, officer. I have nothing further for you at this time.
Defense?
Morning, officer. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You said that the high-speed pursuit didn't begin until outside of the residential district, correct?
Not correct.
Okay. You said that he didn't begin to accelerate until he left the residential area, I believe that was your testimony, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And the residential neighborhood off Malakote, would you consider Price a residential neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay. So Price and Toledo Blade has a Wawa at the corner, right?
Correct.
And at the time they were building the Northport Behavioral Health Unit?
I believe so.
Okay.
Behind the Wawa.
That's not a residential facility, right? It's not like apartment complexes?
No.
In fact, the only area is on, if you're heading southbound down Price, on the right-hand side is where most of the houses are, correct?
Incorrect.
If you take Toledo Blade and the direction opposite that we were just shown there, because if you're going up Toledo Blade, going up Price, you take that right on Toledo Blade, correct?
Correct.
That's where that Wawa is, right?
Correct.
And the other side is woods, correct?
Correct.
All right. And the side of the street that's woods, if you go down farther in Price, they're actually building some apartments now, right?
They've been completed for a couple of years now.
Okay. But you're considering that a residential neighborhood?
Correct.
And that's Price, you would agree with me, is a main thoroughfare through Northport, correct?
Correct, with houses on
either
road
side
as well. Correct.
Right. And it gets more residential the further you get past Toledo Blade, correct? So you go past the Walgreens there and the Commons where the Publix is, right?
Correct. It turns into a residential
And
area.
then further past Toledo Blade is more residential, correct?
Correct.
All right. But Toledo Blade has gas stations, right?
Correct. I would consider it industrial with warehouses as well.
And the warehouses are out down towards 75, correct?
Correct.
All right. You said that there was one portion there that you believe, I think that you may mention that Mr. Tower was attempting to strike the sergeant, correct, with his vehicle?
Well, it's unknown. There was two conclusions that I announced.
Sure. You could see from that vantage point the sergeant was attempting to go in front of the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
All right. And that would be something that you are trained to do as law enforcement, right? To use your vehicle to stop other vehicles.
Correct.
Okay. And that was unsuccessful, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then when you would agree with me that there is not an exit between 179 Toledo Blade and 170 Kings Highway, correct?
Correct.
On 75. And there is also not an exit between 182 on Sumter and 191 of River Road.
Correct.
Okay. So in those two areas, would it be fair to say that 80 miles an hour is a standard speed?
I don't know how to answer that with the
Do you-
speed limit
do you-
being 70 miles per hour.
I understand the speed limit is 70 miles an hour. Have you done traffic controls in that area previously?
Correct.
And you travel that way normally, right?
Correct.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that 80 miles an hour is pretty standard from your travels in that area?
Yes.
Okay. And at no point in time did you ever come into contact and have discussions with Mr. Tower, correct?
Correct.
All right.
I attempted contact but was ignored.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Based on your background and experience, officer, is it always dangerous when a car is fleeing from police?
Yes.
How so?
You don't know what their motive is to get away, or the reason for them to flee.
Right. Is there always potential for all kinds of mayhem,
Yes.
including deaths,
That's correct.
broken bones,
Correct.
multiple cars piling up,
Correct.
people dying on the roadside?
Correct.
Relevance?
Sustained is the last question.
Does that include innocent people being harmed when a flight is going on?
Yes.
Okay. So whether the defendant was going 40 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, was he still fleeing from police
That's correct.
for over a half an hour?
Yes.
Nothing further, thank you.
Is the witness free to step down, counselors?
No objection, Judge.
All right, you may step down, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's see. State, we're at 11:26. Can we get another witness in before lunch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jurors, are you okay to do another witness before lunch? Yes. Would you like a break before the next witness? No, they're ready to go. All right, let's bring the next witness in. State, who is it?
The state would call Miss Melissa Snow.
Have you stand right here, face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, you do this. Yeah, go there.
Hello. Hi, Miss Snow. Thank you for being with us. Can you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name for the record?
My name is Melissa Snow, last name S-N-O-W.
And how long have you lived in the area, Miss Snow?
Since August of 2015, so 10 years.
All right. And I know you're a little bit nervous, but if you don't mind just trying to talk as close as you
okay.
can. Perfect. So where do you work?
I work at the YMCA Early Learning Academy at PGT. Everybody just calls it PGT Preschool.
All right. And is that preschool located at 101 Triple Diamond Boulevard in Nokomis, Florida?
Yes.
Okay. And is that building area near the Laurel Road exit of I-75?
Yes, very close.
Okay. And what is your position there?
Assistant director,
Okay. When do you typically go into work in the morning?
approximately 7:30 a.m.
All right. And taking you back to September 1st of 2023, did you go into work on or about the same time that you usually do that day?
Yes.
All right. Was it light out when you arrived?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you got there, were you informed that any special safety precautions were being used by the school that day?
Yes, we were on a lockdown.
And why was that?
Because we had received word that there was a suspect believed to be in the area.
Okay. Now, when you arrived, did you immediately go inside or did you stay out in the parking lot?
I got out of my car and saw a family getting out of their vehicle. And then, knowing that somebody was in the area, I stopped and said, "Hey guys, hurry up and get inside." And then I noticed somebody walking down the walkway that I did not recognize.
Okay. So when you say somebody walking down the walkway that you did not recognize, was it a man or a woman?
Man,
Okay. And was that unusual to see someone you didn't know?
very.
Why?
I had worked there for 5 years at that point and knew every family very well.
Okay. So where was that man when you first noticed him?
Well, there's a sidewalk directly in front of the school that separates it from the busier road, and he was walking directly in front of the school.
Okay. And which direction was he going?
He was going south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he going towards Laurel Road?
Yes, he was going towards Laurel Road.
All right. Now, at any point, did that man get close to you?
Yes. He walked directly behind me. I'd say within a foot or two.
A foot or two? All right. And did you notice about him, was he young or old?
Young.
And what was he wearing at that time?
I believe it was a gray tank top and some shorts.
Okay. Now, did anything stick out to you about his appearance?
Yes, he looked dirty, like he was rolling around in mud.
Okay. And can you describe for the jury that man's demeanor?
He seemed relatively calm, didn't seem aggravated or anything like that.
Okay. So just the man going on a walk? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, after the man walked away, did you feel like what you had observed could be significant?
Yeah, just because of the fact that I didn't recognize him, and I know everybody that walks by.
All right. So when you went inside, did you contact police to let them know what you saw?
Yes, I immediately called 911.
All right. A moment to confer, Your Honor.
Amen.
All right. So that man that you saw, was he heavy set, thin?
Pretty average, not very tall.
Yeah. And do you remember anything about his hair?
Dirty blonde, light brown.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Defense?
Just so that I'm clear, ma'am, Ms. Snow, he was walking on the sidewalk out in front of the school, correct?
Yes.
Didn't come on the school property?
Yes, I think it would be considered the school property. We have our own parking lot so it's the Knights Trail, and then there's a sidewalk, and then there's our parking lot, and then there's another sidewalk directly in front of our school.
So the sidewalk that he was walking on was the one directly next to the road?
No,
It was the one that was, is there a fence that you have to climb over or anything to get to that sidewalk?
no,
Again, you described it as somebody just going for a walk that you didn't recognize, correct?
correct. But it was directly in front of our school. And-
Nothing further.
Any redirect?
Just briefly.
Judge, if we could approach just really quickly.
You may. All right, state when you're ready, you may continue with your redirect.
So just briefly, Ms. Snow. So you said that you were aware of a bolo being issued in the area of your preschool.
Yes,
Okay. So you contacted law enforcement with what you saw out of concern for just the safety of everyone in your community and your school.
right.
Okay. No further questions.
Is the witness free to step down?
Yes,
No objection.
All right, you may step down, ma'am. Can we get another witness in before lunch? No?
No, but can we announce on the record that Ms. Snow is excused?
Is the witness free to go, Mr. Gilman?
I have no objection.
You're free to leave, ma'am. You have no more obligation under your subpoena.
Thank you, Ms. Snow.
All right, so by saying that they can't do another witness, that's an indication to me that it's not within 30 or so minutes. So why don't we do an early lunch, folks? Can we all live with an hour and a half? Can we come back at 1 o'clock? Does that give the attorneys enough time?
Yes, Your Honor, does.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's 11:36. Let's get the jurors out so they can have as much time. That gives you about an hour 24. Folks, if you can leave your notepads turned over, writing implements on top. Hold on, folks. You're free to eat lunch with each other. You can do whatever you wish. Let me just remind you of those preliminary instructions. You can't discuss anything with anybody related to your jury service, including each other. You can't look anything up or do any research on your own, okay? If you can be back, let's just make it an even 1 o'clock. If you can be back, and we'll bring you into the courtroom as soon as we're able, okay? All right, everybody stand. Jurors exiting.
All right,
All right, we'll be adjourned until 1 o'clock. We'll continue with the trial. Ms. Walton, I see you came back in. In fact, you've been here since your testimony. The attorneys have indicated that you're not going to be called for the duration of the trial, so you're welcome to remain in the courtroom. Let me just remind you that you cannot speak to any other witnesses or anybody about your testimony given in the case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything we need to discuss before we adjourn for lunch? Mr. Gilman?
No, Your Honor, I did receive this morning from Ms. Frively the jury instructions, so I'll review those and we should be able to get right into those fairly quickly.
Anything we need to discuss from the state?
No, thank you.
All right, so you'll have your witnesses ready to go to fill our afternoon and early evening. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you can take the defendant out. We'll see everybody. Let's start back up at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
They won't let me give you one.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Is the live streaming able to, ma'am?
Yes.
Are you able to pick up the voices of everybody? I don't know when the attorneys walk away from the podium, if you're still able to hear them, yes?
I am.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Okay.
I said, if you decide that you still want that, you would be the last person who would be a witness. I said, you would be the last witness. So, would be my guesses that I would have.
All right, everybody may be seated. Welcome back, members of the jury. Hope you had a nice lunch. We'll continue with the evidence portion of the trial. State, please call your next witness.
State calls Kay Rosas.
Face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Repeat this for me. Right there, no problem.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello, Ms. Rosas.
Hello.
If you can just sit up a bit closer to the microphone and speak into the microphone. Would you please tell us your full name and spell your last name?
Kay Rosas. The last name is Rosas.
Ms. Rosas, how old are you?
33. I'll be 34 tomorrow.
Okay. How long have you lived in this area?
23, 24 years.
24 years? Okay. And I want you to tell the jury, where were you employed back in September of 2023?
I was employed at Shell gas station over in Nokomis. The address is 1000 Extra Road, Nokomis.
In Nokomis?
Yeah, Shell gas station. 1000 Extra Road,
In what capacity did you work at the Shell station?
I was a manager,
And how long had you been the manager there at that?
14 years.
14? Mm-hmm. Okay. In addition to managing the store, did you also sometimes jump on the take money from customers and work the registers?
Yes.
Okay. On that particular morning, did there come a time when you were working the registers at the Shell station?
Yes, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning, between 6:30, 7 o'clock, because there was shift change.
Okay, so tell the jury what's going on at that Shell station between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning.
People come in, grab coffee, donuts, breakfast, food. People walk in and out. It was a really busy store back then.
Okay. Is there a lot of foot traffic at the Shell station because of construction workers coming in and a lot of construction going on in that area?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. How many other people were on registers that morning, if you remember?
One.
Thank you. One in addition to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you have an opportunity to review the video footage from the Shell station?
Yes.
When did you review that, Ms. Rosas?
I reviewed, there was a lot of people coming in and coming out.
No. I mean, did you have a chance to look at the video footage recently?
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
Right now.
Just today?
Yeah, yesterday.
Just
but I remember everything that happened that day.
Okay.
Like it was yesterday.
Okay, good. So you have a very good memory?
Yeah.
Okay. Has your family teased you about that?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. Are you nervous?
I'm actually, yeah.
Okay. You're doing fine. Just talk to me like I'm your friend, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you had an opportunity to look at the video footage from the Shell station. And did you recognize that as the interior of the Shell station where you were the manager?
Yes.
And did you recognize yourself in some of the footage
Yes.
as well? Okay. The Shell video that you reviewed this morning, is it a true and accurate depiction of what took place on September 1st of 2023 at your store?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm now offering State's Exhibit number 5 into evidence.
No legal objection.
No objection, Judge.
All right, number 5, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right, number 5 will be admitted into evidence, and you may publish it at your leisure.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Rosas, I'm going to put that on the screen behind you,
Okay.
and I'm going to use this laser pointer, and if I ask you to point something out, can you just press that little red button and
Okay.
direct it at the screen? Okay. You have to multitask. You have to speak into the microphone while you're turning your head to look at the video. So
Okay.
just be cognizant of that.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Ms. Rosas, what are we looking at right now? I'm going to stop the video, and I want you to point out some of the features of the store. So as we look at the far, well, it would be my left, at the far left of the screen, can you please point out the front, or the doorway to the Shell station?
Right there?
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
Right there.
All right. Is that the main entrance to the Shell station?
No, that's the back.
The back door?
Yes.
Okay. From this angle, are you able to point out to the jury members where the actual front door of the Shell station is?
Right on this side right here, like right next to the machine right there, the lotto machine right there.
Okay. So now that we're in that area of the screen, can you show the members of the jury where the registers are?
That one was register 1 where I was, and this is register 2.
Okay. Who is the person that's wearing the white hat and the red shirt?
That's me.
Okay. All right. So we're going to continue now. And as we're looking at the front door, I'm sorry, the back door that you pointed out to us just a few minutes ago. Put your laser pointer out at that person. Okay, and do you recognize that person?
Yes.
Now, what area is that person walking to?
The coolers.
Is this a different camera angle showing that same person that just walked in the back door?
Yes.
When you say cooler, what items for purchase are in that cooler?
On the back coolers, right there, there were that was the beer coolers, and then on this angle right here, on the back right here, there were Coke products, Pepsi products, iced tea, sweet teas, like right here where he's walking right now, where he's opening the door. That was an iced tea cooler.
Iced tea?
Yes, where all the Lipton tea, Pure Leaf, and everything was.
Now, as you watch the person that...
And like you see, he's getting a Pure Leaf tea, extra sweet.
Are you able to recognize that product?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So now we're back at a different angle, and show us where that person is.
He's right here, right behind the Red Bull cooler.
Okay, is he standing in line with the other men?
Yes.
Waiting to be helped?
Yes.
At the register. At that point, did you notice anything unusual about him?
I noticed at that point, no.
Okay.
He's behind the other guy in the back with the hat. There he goes.
All right. Now, did you summon him over to your register, or why did he walk over?
Yeah, I call him up.
Okay. All right.
That was my beer guy walking out, so I call him up.
Okay. All right. So, what did you notice about the defendant once he came closer to you and walked up to your register? Can you describe what you saw?
Yeah, I saw blood on his hands, and I saw dirt on his hands. And for me, and what I know for Sarasota County, you're not allowed to start working on landscaping, construction, or anything but until 8 o'clock.
Relevance?
Overruled.
You're not allowed to work until 8 o'clock in the morning because there's people living around. That's what I know.
Okay. So based upon your experience, you know that landscapers don't begin work until later in the morning because of the noise ordinance.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What else did you notice about the defendant, aside from blood on his hands and being
His look.
Dirt, his what?
His look. How he looked. Like when I approach him, customer service is always good morning. How are you? He didn't answer back. When I thought, he speaks Spanish, I tried to say it in Spanish too. There was no answer. He was always looking down. And when he handed me the money, it was kind of nervous.
Okay. All right. Let's continue for a minute.
And he paid me with a $50 bill.
All right. Now, what are you doing there?
Checking the bill.
Okay. What kind of bill did he give you?
A $50 bill.
All right. And why is it important to check $50 bills?
Because sometimes they can be fake.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to draw your attention to his shirt, Ms. Roses. Are you able to tell us anything distinctive that you remember about that shirt?
It was dirty. Completely dirty, yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Roses. Now, did there come a time when law enforcement came to the Shell station that morning?
Yes. Like 2 minutes after he left.
All right, so almost immediately.
Yes.
The defendant walking out that door. And did you eventually speak to law enforcement that morning?
Yes, I did. I was at the office getting change because, like I say, it's the end of the night shift. So I have to go grab change for the rest of the day. And when they came in, they were asking if I see who he was, and yeah.
And were you able to explain to him, to law enforcement, what you remembered about the events of that morning that were...
They came in and they asked me if I have seen a short guy. And I
have a what? I'm sorry.
If I have seen a short guy.
Short guy.
Yeah, and I told them, you know how many short guys are here? Yeah. So I need a little bit more description. When they became and they told me the description that he was, what was he wearing? I told them, yes, I sold them an iced tea.
Okay. And so you were able to verify the description of that person?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. May I have a moment, please?
You may.
Thank you so much, Ms. Roses. I have nothing further.
Okay.
You have to stay there. The defense may have some questions for you.
Okay.
No questions, John.
All right, you may step down now. Please call your next witness.
The state would call Detective Cade Ryer. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you say your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Detective Cade Ryer, last name Reyher.
And where do you work?
I currently work for the Venice Police Department.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been with the Venice Police Department for around 3 years.
Okay. Do you have any previous law enforcement experience?
Prior to working with the Venice Police Department, I worked for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office as a corrections deputy.
Okay. In September of 2023, what was your position with VPD?
At that time, I was assigned as a patrol officer.
All right. Now, on September 1st of 2023, did you go into work that day?
Yes, I did.
And what time did your shift start?
My shift started at approximately 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Now, when you went in, were you briefed about a wanted subject believed to be in the Venice area?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And were you tasked with your coworkers to locate that suspect?
Yes, on top of my other patrol officer duties, we were advised to be on the lookout for this subject and to respond promptly to any suspicious person's calls.
All right. Now, at approximately 7:30 that morning, did your agency receive calls in reference to a suspicious man being observed that matched the subject's description?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And in what area were those sightings?
Those sightings were in the area of Knights Trail Road and Laurel Road, and also Triple Diamond Boulevard and Knights Trail Road.
Okay. Now, what did you do based on that information?
Based on the information, I responded to the area and I began canvassing the area for the subject.
So did you end up going to a retail area near 1000 Knights Trail Road?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you go to the business at that address?
Yes, I did. It was the Shell gas station.
Okay. Now, when you first get there, did you see anyone matching the subject's description?
Upon initial arrival, I did not.
Okay. So what did you do then?
After I canvassed around the gas station and I did not look at anybody, myself and another officer entered the gas station and spoke with the manager there to review any surveillance footage that we could see. While I was inside the gas station, I had stepped out to go to my patrol vehicle to grab something. As I was outside of the gas station, in the front of it, I was approached by a citizen who advised that the subject that we were looking for and the subject that was on the news was currently behind the gas station. Okay. I gave the citizen a brief description of the subject, who he had again confirmed that it indeed was him, and then I re-entered the store.
Okay. So what did you do next?
When I went into the store, I advised my other officer that was inside that a citizen had possibly identified the wanted person behind the store.
Okay. So did you go behind the store?
Yes. Upon exiting the store, myself and my other officer, we identified a shorter white male wearing a tank top and shorts, walking behind the gas station.
Okay. And what did you do when you saw him?
When we located him, I drew my agency-issued duty firearm. I pointed it at the subject, and I gave him verbal commands to get on the ground, to which he complied.
Okay. So at that point, were you able to take that subject into custody?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did he identify himself to you?
Yes, he advised that his name was Dima.
Okay. And that individual, do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point to him and say an article of clothing he's wearing?
Yes. It is the white male right here wearing the long-sleeve blue shirt.
Okay. May the record reflect that he has identified the defendant?
There's two people white males wearing a long sleeve blue shirt.
The white male right here at the front table wearing with the brown hair and the long sleeve blue shirt.
All right. The record will reflect the witnesses identified the defendant.
All right. Now, were you able to review surveillance footage documenting the back of the Shell station from that day?
Yes, I was.
In reviewing the Supreme Rights States Exhibit 6, have you reviewed the contents of that disc?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And do those accurately depict the defendant's arrest at the Shell gas station that morning?
Yes, I do.
So they exhibit the evidence States Exhibit 6 at this time?
Any objection to 6?
No objection.
6 will be admitted. You may publish it at your leisure.
So it might kind of get in your eyes. So can you explain to the jury, and looking at this kind of still shot of States Exhibit 6, where would we see the back door of the Shell station?
You will see the, sorry.
So there's a laser pointer in front of you.
Okay, sir.
You know how to-
You will see the back door right here at this walkway. The door is going to be right here.
And that vehicle that we're seeing now, is that your patrol vehicle?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to pause it for a second. Can you point to the jury where a subject is walking in this video?
Currently, he's not on the screen, but he will walk this way, and then later in the video, he will walk this way as well.
Do you see him in the video now?
Yes, I do.
Now, after placing the defendant in custody, what did you do with him?
Once he was placed into custody, he was then removed from the rear of the business, and we brought him back to the front where my patrol vehicle was.
While you're walking with the defendant, did you have any substantive discussions with him other than to give him instructions?
No.
Now, after placing him in your patrol car, what did you do?
After he was placed into custody and placed in my patrol vehicle at the direction of my supervisors, he was brought back to the Venice Police Department.
And once you arrived at the Venice Police Department, did you have any other active role in this investigation?
No, I did not.
You have a moment to confer?
You may.
No further questions.
No questions, John.
All right, you may step down.
Thanks, sir.
State, please call your next witness.
Yes. The state calls Elizabeth Walker.
For this one. You have to stand right here, you have to face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Good afternoon, Ms. Walker.
Good afternoon.
Will you please tell us your full name and spell your last name?
Elizabeth Walker, Walker.
Where are you employed, Ms. Walker?
Northport Police Department.
And what do you do there?
I am a crime scene technician.
How long have you been a crime scene technician at the Northport Police Department?
For approximately 6.5 years.
And did you have a previous role at Northport Police Department?
Yes, I was a dispatcher for about 3.5 years.
Okay. Will you tell the jury about your educational background?
I am certified through the International Association for Identification as a crime scene investigator. I have approximately 660 hours of formal training in topics such as autopsy and injury photography, bloodstain pattern analysis, crime scene photography, death investigations, fingerprint processing, as well as touch DNA evidence collection.
And what about your formal education before you became a crime scene investigator?
I have an associate's degree in criminal justice from the State College of Florida, as well as a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Hodges University.
Okay. Well, can you briefly explain the duties of a crime scene investigator?
As a crime scene technician, I respond to crime scenes to document through photography, videography, sketching, diagramming, evidence collection, and processing.
Right. Now I want to talk about September 1st of 2023. How did you become involved in this homicide case?
I was contacted by telecommunications and requested to respond to Malakote Road, where I was then in contact with Detective Sergeant Fisher and gathered further information.
Okay. And after you were breached, well, tell us, what time did you arrive on the scene?
I arrived at approximately 2:20 a.m.
And after you were briefed by Sergeant Fisher, tell the jury about the first assignments that you undertook.
My first assignment was to document the what appeared to be bloodstains on the driveway at 1200 Malakote Road. They appeared to go from the bottom right corner of the driveway upwards towards the front door, where I also observed what appeared to be bloodstains on the wall to the right and on the Ring doorbell on the wall. And also what appeared to be bloody foot impressions walking away from the front door and down the driveway.
Did you document your observations of the bloody footprints and the bloodstains on Malakote Road?
Yes, through a diagram and photography.
Okay. Ms. Walker, I'm showing you what has been previously marked for identification as State's Exhibit number 8. Can you take a look at that for me, please?
Yes.
Is this a video that you took of the blood trail on Malakote?
Yes.
And I'm also going to show you what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 8A. Do you recognize that as well?
Yes, that's a diagram that I created.
Is this a diagram that you use to document what you saw visually and through the video of the blood trail leading from 1240 Malakote past 1220 and on to Walton's property, 1200 Malakote Road?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm offering State's Exhibit A and State's Exhibit 8 and State's Exhibit 8A into evidence, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
8 and 8A will be admitted. You may publish them at your leisure.
Thank you. There's a laser pointer right here, Ms. Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could use that to help you in your testimony.
Okay.
So first you're going to look at State's Exhibit 8.
Commander, can you go look at Stephen's Bolo improvement? Yeah. Thank you. Send it to your email, please. He did. He sent it to both of us.
Press pause. There's something that's blocking the video.
Yeah, I see that. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. you go look at Steven's photo and approve it? Yeah. Thank you. Send us your email. He did. He sent it to both of us.
Follow the blood trail even through the grass?
It was difficult to see in the grass.
Hey, it's Fisher. Do you need anything? No, she said she's good.
I already told Casey.
Alright. See you soon. Bye. Is it just his fault?
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Walker, were there obviously bloody footprints leading towards the residence of John O. Walton and also walking away from the residence of John O. Walton towards 2040 Malakote Road?
Yes.
In addition to the video that you reported of those footprints, you told us that you also prepared a diagram. Let's look at that. Will you please point out the paved area, the street area of Malakote Road?
Sure, it's right along here.
Now, I see that in the diagram, 1240, the home of the Towers, has what looks like depicted blood on the front entryway.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And did you see any blood from the front entryway down to the road?
In the grass?
Yes, in the grass.
There was some, but the grass was wet from dew, so it was very difficult to locate.
Right. And then it appears that you documented some blood crossing past the vacant residence at
Yes.
1220,
Yes.
both on the driveway
Yes.
and then later on the paved area of Malakote Road.
Yes.
Were you able to tell by the naked eye in which direction the bleeding person was walking for the blood drops and the blood stains in the driveway?
In this driveway, it appeared that the movement of the person bleeding would have been from east to west.
And what about the blood drops that we see on the paved road between 1220 and 1200?
That motion was a little bit more difficult to determine along the roadway because of the texture of the roadway, and also possibility of the person bleeding was moving slower, so it was more of a drip than it was a faster motion.
Okay. So were you able to tell, based upon those blood drops, that they were different in some way? For example, the blood drops on 1220 in the driveway as opposed to the blood drops on the paved area of Malakote Road?
Yes.
And what was the distinction that you observed?
It was pretty apparent that this movement was from east to west at a pretty rapid pace, and this was presumably going back the other way, but at a slower pace.
Much slower pace. All right, thank you. Did you have further assignment on September 1st, in addition to video recording the blood droplets and beginning to prepare a diagram?
I further documented the bloodstains on the address of 1220 Malakote Road across the driveway.
Okay. Did there come a time when a search was conducted of the premises of 1240 Malakote Road, the Tower residence?
Yes, at approximately 3:45 a.m., I was notified that a residential search warrant had been obtained for 1240.
Okay. Did you participate, after the search warrant was executed, did you participate in the search or documentation of items of evidence in that residence?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you prepare a diagram of the interior of the residence?
Yes, diagram and photography inside.
Now showing you what have been marked for identification as States Exhibit 7A through 7J. Will you look at these for me, please?
More of the Evil Orphan murder trial of Dima Tower is coming up. Press subscribe now so you don't miss a moment from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.